What's up, guys? We just did a deal virtually that we made over $22,000. So I'm going to break it down for you right after this. Hey y'all, Graylan Stewart here with another video. If you haven't been watching my channel at all, obviously it's all about wholesaling real estate. We do it virtually and we do it nationwide, and that's all we do pretty much all day, every day. So anyways, we closed on a deal not too long ago. It's a virtual deal that we did in Norman, Oklahoma, home of the OU Sooners, Boomer Sooner. But yeah, this deal it's kind of interesting. So we had this deal originally a few months back, and we locked it up a little too high based on the information that she gave us. And then we just weren't able to make the deal work because buyers weren't willing to pay what we needed to get out of it. Finally, the lady came to reality because we ended up just closing the contract because she wouldn't go down on it at all. Anyways, a couple months went by and she reached out to us and said, hey, we know there's more work needed to be done than we thought. Are you still interested? So basically we said yes, and actually she reached out to me personally somehow. I don't even remember how she got my information because I believe this deal, we'll get into it in a minute. I can't remember the lead source, but we will get into that. But anyways, so she reached out to me and said, hey, we're still interested. We want to do this deal. Will you buy it for this amount? So we went back and forth a little bit and finally settled on a price, but there were stipulations to it. She wanted the inspection period to be basically a couple of days, and she wanted to close like ASAP, right? But thank goodness we actually already had it in escrow a couple months prior, so title work was already pretty much completed at this point. We just needed to get buyers in, and she only gave us 5 actual days, and I think it was like on a Friday. So we had Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, to basically say, yeah, we're buying this deal guaranteed, So anyways, I'm going to break it down. I'm going to share my screen with you, and we'll just kind of go through it together. All right, so here's my disposition website. It doesn't reveal the address unless you're actually signed in. So as I've told you in other videos, we use Investor Lift to dispo our deals nationwide. So if you're doing even one deal a month, I highly suggest using Investor Lift because it's got every buyer in the nation, so over 2 million of them. But anyway, so this deal we ended up getting, like I said, for $122,000. We were marketing the price at $444. We try to be clever with our pricing, just so it's not all basic and boring. We listed a house one time for $86753 and 9 cents. So 8675309. For the people a little bit older, you'll know that song. But anyway, so we try to be clever on how we do it. But here's the title: Don't miss this off-market flip house in Norman. And then let's just go through the pictures. Obviously, there's the outside of it. It's got the old school garden whirlpool tub in the master. Definitely has a lot of junk and repairs needed. I think that's the master. You can even see the subfloor showing. There's another view of the living room with just the subfloor. The property definitely needed some work, but it had a lot of pros to it as well, because we'll get into the ARV here shortly and show you, all the details to the actual property. But this just gives you an overview of everything and how it looked. Shower's decent shape, it's tile that you probably don't have to mess with. At the same time, it's a flip house, so depending on what the buyer wanted to do and what his end goal price would be based on the work that you do. But here's a basement right here. That's just pictures, studded out but not finished. Obviously, there's some mold issues, it looks like, a little bit potentially. But, as I said, this is in Norman, Oklahoma, so basements in Oklahoma are super rare just because of the soil there is terrible. It's like a hard clay type of soil, and it's red dirt. It's real nasty, but basements leak there. That's why people don't do them. So that's why I was surprised to see a basement here. But honestly, that was why it was difficult to sell before, because the basement leaked. So it's got issues. Anyway, washer and dryer in the basement. Kitchen obviously needs new cabinets. The granite counter is pretty nice. It's got stainless steel, pretty new appliances, which are great. Um, and that flooring is not bad. That's actual hardwoods, I believe it looks like from just at a glance. But at the same time, if it's not done throughout the whole house, you probably got to replace it just so it's all the same. But that gives you a good overview. The siding has some mold on it, but good power washing will take care of that easily. And obviously, if you're flipping this, I'd probably repaint it just to give it better curb appeal. Some colors that would pop. But that white trim is nice on it. But anyway, so that's kind of the overview of all the conditions. This was a big thing too. It's got that in-ground pool. I definitely didn't want to flip this myself. I have no experience in either filling in a pool or revitalizing one. I try to do minor flips when we do them, and this one's a pretty good undertaking, mostly because it's a larger house too. But it needs a little bit of everything done to it. So I definitely didn't want to take that down. But look at that. It needs all new decking around this, all new everything. I mean, it needs a new pool, to be honest. It might even be, I don't know what the buyer ended up doing, but it might even be cheaper just to fill that thing in. So, anyways, that's what that is. So we'll get down to the details. Whoops. X out of that. So obviously Kim's my dispo manager. She's the one that sold this deal. So it's a single family house built in 63. It's a 5-bedroom, three bath house. So it's a lot larger than our typical house that we would wholesale. Square footage is 2474. I think the basement was not included in that square footage. But here's kind of the way we list it out. Again, our title to the email would be "Don't Miss This Off-Market Flip House in Norman." And that's the title of the email. So the summary: easy flip house in Norman with a split level floor plan and a basement. The kitchen has newer cabinetry, which some of it was newer, but it definitely needed some new cabinet doors. Granite counters and stainless appliances. Bathrooms have new tile, which they did look decent. Has a cool 2-level wood deck and an in-ground pool in the backyard. Rock fireplace in the living room. The rock fireplace is dated, but you could paint that or change the facade. But that in-ground pool is the biggest thing. Anyways, estimated repairs 25 to 35, depending on what you do. If you really wanted to pimp it out and make it super nice, maybe closer to 50. But just for the basic flip house, you don't want to over improve these things. So 25 to 35 is a pretty good figure. You just got to finish out the basement. Make sure you seal up all the cement so it doesn't leak. It did have a new HVAC, which is good. New water heater. The roof looked pretty good. We weren't sure on the age. Electric and plumbing are good. They all work fine. A few cabinet doors missing in the kitchen. Needs some new flooring in a couple rooms. Basement needs to be finished in the drywall and flooring, and had one broken window. So we try to tell all the details, everything about the house we want to tell people. One pipe busted in the basement from a last snowstorm, but the plumber said it would cost about $1,000 to fix it. And then add some TLC and make a huge profit. Please text or call for access. So anyways, so we even put this out at must sell ASAP because we needed it quick, and the EMD required and all that kind of stuff. So let's go down here. It shows you the ARV is 270. We priced it at 144, 444. So there's a huge spread left, at least probably 90K spread, worst case scenario. So then we do walkthrough videos. I've preached this in a lot of my videos that if you want to have a good indication and sell these deals sight unseen, like we sell 90% of our deals probably sight unseen because we have really good walkthrough videos. So that's a basement walkthrough video by itself. We have an exterior walkthrough video, and then we do a full interior walkthrough video. So all those just go. I'm not going to play them for you, but you get the idea. So we have 3 different videos on this property. So it's important. We always try to get 2, one inside, one out. But this shows you the whole map, and it would typically show you all the comps and everything below this automatically because we choose the comps that we want to show. And then it won't show it right now because we're not logged in. It won't even reveal the address or anything because we're not logged in at this moment. But anyways, so that's kind of how that went. We got it for 122, sold it in about 2 days for 144, 444. We did sell it to a new buyer we've never even worked with from the Investor Lift platform. So that was strong and powerful to help us do that. And here's the HUD, just to show you that we actually did wholesale this deal. So the settlement statement, there's the property address, 318 Royal Oak, which is the same that we were just looking at. This is 318 Royal Oak in Norman. You can actually see it on my page up here, 318 Royal Oak Drive right there. So let's go back to this area. So that you can see the contract sales price was $122, and then our assignment fee is $22,444 because we sold it for full price. We didn't take anything less, so we actually sold it for a little bit more than $22,000 on our assignment. So which is awesome. And then the buyer, he ended up getting a loan for $206,000 because the ARV was, what was it, 225, 230, whatever it was, 240. So they're still getting a good deal. Hopefully they won't spend that much in it. Looks like they had some holdback money, but anyways, so yeah, we got it for 122, sold it for 144, 444, that's why when you add that assignment fee right there to that price, you'll get that total, 22,444 plus 122, and you get 144, 444. So anyways, that's the whole breakdown of that. So yeah, we got the deal on an SMS lead from our mass texting that we do. Got the house initially, didn't go great because there was more repairs than they told us. That's when you don't feel bad about renegotiating because, hey, we based our offer on what you told us, and you didn't tell us everything, which she didn't tell us that the basement leaked and a couple of other things that she didn't tell us initially. So the deal didn't work for either of us because they weren't willing to go down, and we weren't willing to pay that price because we couldn't sell it. So the deal was dead. And literally like a month and a half later or so, she reached out to us and said, hey, we'll do it for this. I think she still wanted like 130 maybe or whatever. And I told her like we need it for 115 to 120. And we ended up settling on 122, so which was good. And then we made over 22,000 on it. And it was all virtual. I've never met this seller. None of the people that work with me have ever met the seller. We've never met this buyer even. We didn't go to the title company to close. We didn't do anything. All we did was day of closing, we got a check, that amount wired to us, and we were out of the deal. Then everybody on my team got paid. So that's really it. Hopefully all that was valuable and it made sense to you. And then it just shows you that doing virtual deals are possible. You just have to have the right tools in place, the right people in place to make it happen. But it's not difficult. I mean, when I first started, I pretty much started out virtual wholesaling because I lived in 2 different states back when I started. So I was doing it mostly virtual from the get-go. So it is possible. If you want to learn more, definitely keep watching videos on my channel. I have a lot of different things. If you watch them all, you'll definitely be able to do a wholesale deal on your own. But please like this video if you stuck around this long. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'd highly appreciate it. And we'll just see you in future videos. Thanks a lot.